Today in Unit 3, Lesson 9, we are wrapping up with the first half of Unit 3. The first half is focused on being able to calculate a unit rate, so how much for one item, and using a unit rate to then solve application rate problems. We're going to see a couple examples of finding a unit rate and how we can use it now. Okay, in teacher guided problem number 1 from today, we are going to arrange these animals in the order that they can jump. Okay, and we want to put them in order from the shortest to the longest. Okay, looking in the table, we should notice that we have different units of measurement, inches and centimeters. Okay, to compare these, we need to make them with all the same units. So I'm going to use this unit rate given to me. 1 inch is 2 54 centimeters to convert the hare and jaguar into centimeters. Converting units means I am going to go from one measurement to another. So I'm going to set this up as a proportion, which is 2 equivalent fractions, starting with the unit rate. So the unit rate in here is 1 inch so I'm going to put that over 2.54 centimeters. And when we're making an equivalent rate, we can write this as a fraction. And for the hare, we know that it is 1,672 inches. Okay, and so the reason why I'm deciding to convert the hare and the jaguar instead of the kangaroo and the frog is because my unit rate is given to me with 1 inch. So we want the 1 to match up with the unit we're given. Okay, and you'll see at this point, because I chose 1 inch and I chose the hare, which is in inches, all I have to do with my unit rate is multiply it to get this new value. So 1 times 1,672 on the top, and repeat that here on the bottom. Okay, please make sure you're showing the work. You can now complete that on a calculator. And I'm going to round that to 4,247 centimeters. And I'll record that in my table here as well. Okay, and so I can go ahead and cross that off because I don't want to deal with inches. I'm going to follow the same process now for the jaguar. Okay, so again, I'm starting with the unit rate. I want to put 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. And I'm setting that equivalent to when I have 2,728 inches. How many centimeters is that? Okay, again, because I'm choosing the unit rate where I have 1 in inches, I can identify that I'm multiplying by the whole number I end up with. And I repeat that process down on the denominator as well. Okay, again, showing the work, but you can use a calculator to do your calculation. So 2.54 times 2,728. Again, I'm going to round that to a whole number, 6,929. And I'll put that new value in my table. Okay, and so I can cross off inches. So now all of these values are given to me in centimeters. So putting them in order from the shortest to the longest. So the smallest number would be the one here, 3,000. Next would be the frog. Then we have the hare. And then we would end with the jaguar. Okay, so that's referencing back to when we converted our units. Let me show you one more problem, very common application of finding a unit rate. So in this problem, I want to identify which is a better deal. The original one where you buy 4 bottles for $3.16, or our new deal where you buy 3 for $2.25. Okay, I cannot compare these two numbers right now because the number of bottles is different. So if I did want to compare them, again, the quickest, most efficient way is to find the unit rate. When we're dealing with buying, a unit rate is going to be called a unit cost. So we're going to put the dollar amount on top. So in the original amount, we buy $3.16 is 4 bottles. So let's find the price of just one. Okay. Typically when we're finding a unit rate, we're using division because any number divided by itself will give us that magic number 1. And so I repeat that process up top, dividing the dollar amount by 4. And I find the price here is 79 cents for 1 bottle. Okay, so to compare that price to the new deal, again, I'm going to rewrite the price on top, $2.25 is how much it would cost if I wanted to buy 3. Let's find the unit rate so we can compare it to the original amount. Again, finding a unit rate, we're making 2 equivalent fractions, so you can multiply or divide. So to get 1, we're doing 3 divided by 3. Again, doing the calculation on my calculator. Okay, and now that I know the unit price for each deal, I'm going to compare the price amount. And would you rather pay 79 cents or 75? Okay, 75 cents is a little bit less expensive, so I would circle that as my better deal. Okay, the key to these problems is making sure you're setting it up as 2 equivalent fractions or organizing it into a table. Okay, so if you get stuck on the question, start by including labels and setting it up as 2 equivalent fractions.